what they promised us. So them tell us that they go bring the change. Oh no 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 no. As the thing they go, situation is just a bad. Hey, as they break, things is just a hard.
Good morning and welcome to Perspectives. Perspectives, a program that comes to you every day of the week, where we touch light on topical issues, national issues, and yes, definitely we also have the opportunity to air our opinions. Yes, we have perspectives on some of our discussions right here. My name is Job Daniel, and I'm sitting in for your regular anchor, talking about the Oloye. He's the producer and anchor, Toyin Alabi. And, lots and lots of stories and lots of happenings in Nigeria. Well, which one would I mention? The issue of the fake agency talking about, price of foodstuffs still going up despite a drop in inflation, or is it the issue that surrounds the chief of staff to the president on some financial dealings that, quite illegal? Or is it the issue of insecurity and the drama taking place in the Senate, where some senators were against, saying that they do not want a particular person to be a non-career ambassador? Or is it the case that Governor Sheyi Makinde, called for the UN to investigate the kidnappings in the states, where some of the senators said, why would he say that the UN should come and investigate? Questions and questions. So many happenings. But this morning, I'm not looking at those discussions, because I know that both politicians and also Nigerians are quite eager for 2027 to come forward. And the race to 2027 just is getting hotter by the day. Various political parties in litigation cases in court, some trying to beat the deadline of uploading into the INEC candidates portal. Some are having issues with the code. Some successfully got the codes to impute the names of their candidates come 2027. Others, still struggling to defy the deadline. And on another hand, the local government autonomy again is back in the news. All of them is what we're going to talk about this morning. This program is streaming live on Facebook on Invicta FM 98.9, so just do well to be part of the program this morning. So you can go on YouTube on Invicta 98.9 FM online TV. And you can also go on Facebook on Invicta FM 98.9. So, what are we starting with? Well, two stories concerns INEC. And the other story talks about local government autonomy. Now, what is really happening in that sector? And we'll definitely get to hear your thoughts as regards the local government autonomy, what's really happening in that area. So let's take a look at what's making news today. Now, the first off, we're going to look at the Supreme Court's ruling on the local government autonomy. Now, reports are suggesting that many state governments are still controlling allocations meant for local governments, running into trillions of naira. Now, the big question is whether true local government autonomy is becoming a reality or it's remaining only on paper. Now, I'm going to tell you the full gist of what is really happening, because the battle for the autonomy, where states defy the Supreme Court and are controlling about 10 trillion naira of local government allocations. Now, 2 years after the Supreme Court ordered the direct payment of federal allocations to local government councils, implementation of the landmark financial autonomy judgment remains stalled, despite 10.48 trillion naira being allocated to the third tier of government within the period. Now, an analysis of the Federation Account Allocation Committee reports, now with data from the National Bureau of Statistics and the Office of the Accountant General of the Federation, collated on Monday, it showed that local government councils received about 10.479 trillion naira between July of 2024 and June of 2026, according to the FAAC meetings. Now, the period covered allocations from revenue earned between June 2024 and May 2026, because the federal allocations, the Federation Account Allocation Committee distributes the revenue that was generated in a particular month at the meeting that was held the following month. So consequently, June 2024 revenue was shared at the July 2024 meeting, while May 2026 revenue was distributed in June 2026. So the allocations were made amid lingering uncertainty over the implementation of the Supreme Court's judgment delivered on the 11th of July 2024. Now, in the case of the Attorney General of the Federation versus the Attorney General of Abia State and 35 others. Now, the Apex Court ordered that the federal government to pay allocations standing to the credit of the 774 local government areas directly to their accounts. Now, it also barred state governments from retaining or spending funds allocated to councils and declared the administration of local government by unelected caretaker committees unconstitutional. Now, nearly 2 years after that ruling, questions remain over what or whether the federal allocations are being transferred directly to council accounts, whether state joint local government accounts are still operating, and whether local governments have gained practical control over their finances. Now, a simple analysis showed that the allocations to the councils rose sharply in the second year after the judgment, but the increase has not been matched by clear evidence of nationwide compliance with the ruling or a visible transformation in grassroots service delivery. So between July 2024 and June 2025, local government councils received about 4.496 trillion naira. Now, that amount increased to 5.98 trillion naira between July of 2025 and June of 2026, which represents an additional 1.488 trillion naira, or a year increase of 33.10%. So, the average monthly allocation to councils consequently rose from 374.65 billion naira in the first 12-month period to 498.67 billion naira in the second, an increase of about 124.02 billion naira. So, let's break it down further. Now, in the first period, councils received about 337.02 billion naira in July of 2024 from June revenue. So 343.70 billion naira in August. Now 306.53 billion naira in September, and 329.86 billion naira in October. Then 355.62 billion naira in November and 402.55 billion naira in December. So the monthly allocation stood at about 361.75 billion naira in January of 2025. It rose to 434.57 billion naira in February, which declined to 410.56 billion naira in March, and it fell further again to 387 billion naira in April and recovered to 406.63 billion naira in May and 419.97 billion naira in June of 2025. And just like I said, the big question remains that whether true local government autonomy is becoming a reality, or it remains only on paper. Now, moving from the Supreme Court ruling about local government autonomy, now let's come back to issues that concerns the race for 2027. Now, an appeal court ruling has dealt a setback to some politicians and also political parties over issues surrounding the Independent National Electoral Commission's electoral guidelines. Now, the judgment reinforces the need for political actors to comply with the electoral laws rather than seek shortcuts through the courts. So, One of the stories, I believe that maybe you heard that on the dailies this morning, that the INEC guidelines, the appeal court dashes the hope of politicians and parties. Now, hopes that political parties could secure more time to conduct their primaries ahead of the 2027 general elections were dashed yesterday, Thursday, after the Court of Appeal upheld the Independent National Electoral Commission's guidelines for the electoral process. Now, the appellate court sitting in Abuja set aside the May 20th judgment of the Federal High Court, which had nullified aspects of INEC's guidelines and questioned the Commission's authority to prescribe timelines for party primaries. Now, the ruling restores INEC's timetable and effectively closes the door on calls for an extension of the deadline for the conduct of primaries. Now, another question is that so it means that no more shortcuts going through the court to seek for extension. And still talking about INEC, and as we prepare for the 2027 general elections, is gathering momentum at the moment. Now, the Independent National Electoral Commission says that it will conduct a mock presidential polls. So the exercise is aimed at testing its technology, logistics, and overall readiness to ensure a more credible electoral process. Now, INEC is to conduct mock presidential polls. Now, the Independent National Electoral Commission yesterday disclosed that it is considering to conduct a comprehensive audit of all of its electoral technology systems alongside a mock presidential elections as part of measures to strengthen preparations for the 2027 general elections. Now, Chairman of INEC, Professor Joash Amupiton, disclosed this while receiving the British High Commissioner to Nigeria, Dr. Richard Montgomery, on a courtesy visit to the Commission's headquarters in Abuja. Now, the INEC chairman said that the proposals which were under consideration by the Commission that same day were informed by concerns arising from the 2023 elections, particularly regarding the reliability of election technology. Now, according to Joash Amupiton, the Commission was looking at the possibility of auditing all its systems ahead of the 2027 election, as well as conducting a mock presidential election to test the readiness of its processes and technology before the polls. He noted that the proposed exercises were not originally captured in the Commission's budget, but stressed that INEC will explore ways to actualize them if required, given their potential value in strengthening the credibility of general elections. So, the question today, I'm asking you, the listener, do you believe Nigeria's institutions are becoming stronger and more independent, or do you think politics still outweighs the rule of law? Do you believe Nigeria's institutions are becoming stronger and more independent, or do you think that politics still outweighs the rule of law? The numbers to call are 081 40,000 989. 081 40,000 989. Line 2 is 070 87 800 989. Now, when you're making your comments, I do not mention any administration. We're looking at local government autonomy, and we're looking at 2027. That INEC wants to conduct mock presidential elections to test its technologies. And some of the guidelines has dashed the hopes of some politicians and also political parties. So it means that the guidelines still stands. So no more shortcuts, no more going to the courts. So do you think that these institutions are becoming independent of themselves? Or do you think that politics outweighs the rule of law? So please do not call in to start mentioning names. Oh, during this president's administration, this happened. No. We're looking at what do you think? Is it a good step? Or what do you think can be done to make it better? All right, picking calls this morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello?
Can you turn... Hello? Please turn down the volume of your radio set. Please, I'll not tolerate that. Please, when you call, turn down the volume of your radio set. All right, I have a caller. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, your name and where you're calling from.
Yeah, on to Umar Sandebello from Kaduna.
Umar Sandebello, go ahead.
Yes. I don't think there is really, INEC can never change. It will never change.
Why would you say?
As far as it is the president that will elect, that will pick an INEC chairman, you can't tell me that you will get in order change there. It will never happen in Nigeria because it is our culture. Once somebody employ you, you have to abide by it. So I don't
Sir, I barely can hear what you're saying.
okay, I've done it off.
All right, to go.
So it is the president that will determine who will be the INEC chairman. He will determine of everything that you want the INEC chairman to do. Because I don't think we will change in Nigeria. We will change. I don't think. So I don't believe on that. So on my own side, I don't believe that the INEC chairman will do different.
All right.
If Nigeria want to change, let us allow either the reps or the president to elect the INEC chairman. That is why we have an independent electoral commission, and we have an independent chairman. But as the president will continue picking the person that we want him to be the INEC chairman, that is how we will continue being.
All
But
right.
I pray in the future time, we'll get rid of all these kind of things.
All right. Thank you very much. Well, he doesn't believe. Well, Sanders says that he doesn't believe that. Well, I'm not really talking about the INEC chairman or the election of the INEC chairman. I'm asking if you think that the Nigerian institutions, talking about from the courts to INEC, are becoming stronger and more independent, or do you think that politics still outweighs the rule of law? So, what do you think should be the way out? I'm not profiling anybody. I'm not saying that. This is the issue from this administration. Please, let's be mindful and let's be guided. So let's have a meaningful conversation. We're trying to see how we can make, how we can get things right. Is the local government still having its autonomy, or do you think that INEC is becoming stronger? Are they becoming independent? As INEC is looking forward to conduct the mock presidential elections, and yes, there's a setback to politicians and political parties over the electoral guidelines. That there's a judgment that reinforces the need for political actors to comply with the electoral laws. So, do you think that our institutions are becoming stronger and more independent, or do you think that politics has outweighed the rule of law? Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning. Okay. Hello. Uh-oh. Well, I didn't end the call, so maybe do well to call back. All right, let me hear from this person before we go on the break. Hello, good morning. Please, can you turn down? Please. Turn down the volume of the radio. Hello. All right, seems you're not hearing me. All right, let's go to commercial break, and when we come back, Perspectives continues.
Invicta FM, we'll be right back.
Hasken rana in ya fito sabuwar rana ta bayyana ga uniform an shirya mana kuma ga mu akan hanyar zuwa Milo a cikin kofi mai dumi ga inganci an yi shi da malta Milo an yi shi da madara Milo an sa mishi koko Milo yanda dai ya kamata Milo mama ta ce in shanye
Milo. Is it okay to make fun of our tooth gap? Let's have a talk. Colgate makes your teeth so strong. Stop cover your mouth. Not to do yanga with your smile. Brush your teeth with Colgate. Zero cavities and fresh breath. If you use a Colgate
why we dey plan and pray for our children every day.
E get why.
E get why we dey get up to go hustle every day.
E get why.
And e get why Nigerians trust M&B paracetamol, the red one, every day.
E get why.
E dey show pain red card kia, so we fit to face life without pains. Therefore, next time pain show him wawa face, knock am with M&B paracetamol, the red one.
E get why.
M&B paracetamol, the red one na for you and your family, and e dey clear pain, small cold and fever one hand. If your symptoms no clear after 2 days, go see doctor. M&B paracetamol go give you quick relief one time.
Lokacin jin daɗi sai Kivo Krima.
Idan na sha ko lokacin shan dari sai Kivo.
Ina kwana Onion Banana Connect.
Hello, 7790. Yawwa, kawata ta ce allura za ta tafi har kwakwalwata. Shin ga hakan gaskiya ne?
Honey and Banana Connect.
To ina kasuwa. Sai yar uwar matar makwabcina ta ce, matar da ke amfani da maganin tazaran haihuwa, mazajensu za su daina son su?
Honey and Banana Connect.
Ni ce kuma goggota ta ce idan na bayar da tazaran haihuwa tsakanin yarana mutane za su yi tunani akwai wata matsala a aure na. Shin gaskiya ne?
Honey and Banana Connect na nan don duka tambayoyinku. Kira 7790 a kowane lokaci don tattauna da kwararun kan tazaran haihuwa da lafiyar jami'i. Kyauta ne a asirci kuma babu tsangwama. Kira 7790 ko turo sakon WhatsApp ta 09097133400 a yau.
Honey and Banana Connect, ku bi wanda ya san hanya.
Ku yi tunanin gida inda uwa ke da lokacin karanta wa ɗanta littafi yayin da wani yaron kuma yake wasan gina gida a gefenta. Babu hantara, babu gaggawa, sai zunzurutun soyayya da tanin kusa sakamakon samun lokaci. Wannan shine damar da tazarar haihuwa ke bayarwa, wato dama ta gani da sauraro. Kuma a irin wannan yanayi ne yara suke bunƙasa.
Ziyarci cibiyar lafiya mafi kusa domin farawa ko a kira lambar waya 222 wannan sako ne daga ma'aikatar lafiya tare da tallafin gamayyar kungiyoyin aida pronet da fem.
iyali uba 'ya'ya da ma'uwa.
Tabdi. Wato a duk lokacin da muka haɗu a dandalin tattaunawar iyalinmu sai an samu matsala. Abun burgewa ma zan dafa wani abu da duk zasu amincewa. Wato da fadukan shinkafa na musamman tare da magi.
An sarrafa magista daga tataccen waken soya, albasa, kayan yajin armashi tare da kanamfari.
Lokacin cin abinci a shiga cikin lallama ko samkar a shigo.
Magista sanya duk abinci da lokacin su kasance na musamman da ba za a iya mantawa ba.
Ai wasu mutanen ba san dalilin da yasa data suke karewa ba, amma bari ne muku bayani. Kun san idan mai waya na bacci wayan na yin wasu abubuwa da bai sani ba? Idan har hakan ya faru? A wannan sa'in waya ke adana bayanai a cloud backup a sa'in da bacin ke ƙara nisa. Sai ta ci gaba da sabunta manhajojin da ke kanta ko da ba a amfani da ita. Haba mai gida ai ka san dole in san abin da ke faruwa a intanet.
A sha datar da na sanya ta ƙare.
Jas ba na gaya muku ba?
Ka kula kada wayarka ta kwashe maka data da auto update. Ka rufe manhajojin da baka aiki da su. Ka rufe tabs ɗin da baka amfani da su a duk lokacin da datar ka take a kunne.
A'a me ya zafi ni fa bayani ne kawai nawa. Ka kula da datar ka don kar waya ta cinye.
More datar ka kuma leave it 100.
Chocolate, it's goodness all the way. Rich in milk and rich in cocoa.
Heinz 3-in-1 chocolate. Enjoy instant goodness.
This Saturday on Invicta 98.9 FM Kaduna, the conversation takes a new turn as Guest of the Week brings you another edition of insightful dialogue with one of Nigeria's leading political voices. Join Toyinla for an exclusive encounter with Professor Sadiq Umar Abubakar Gombe, the national chairman of the Social Democratic Party, SDP, a distinguished academic, seasoned politician, and national party leader. Professor Gombe steps into the spotlight to share his thoughts on the issues shaping Nigeria's democracy and the nation's political future. Beyond the titles and political headlines, who is Professor Sadiq Umar Abubakar Gombe? What vision does he hold for Nigeria? And what role does the Social Democratic Party seek to play in building the nation Nigerians aspire to see? It is a conversation that promises clarity, fresh perspectives, and thought-provoking insights into leadership, governance, and the future of democratic politics. Don't miss Guest of the Week this Saturday from 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. only on Invicta 98.9 FM Kaduna. Invicta FM, the Victoria Station.
Perceptions could change. Opinions can be formed with more and accurate information. Get all sides, views, and opinions on topical issues. Have your say on Perspectives. With Twin Alabi at 9 a.m. Mondays to Fridays on Invicta 98.9 FM. Perspectives. All sides, all views, all individuals are welcome.
Welcome back from that commercial break, and it's still Perspectives. Friday's edition on Invicta 98.9. And what we're talking about this morning, we're looking at the local government autonomy, where reports suggesting that yes, many state governments are still controlling allocations meant for local government, which is running into trillions of naira. And we asked the question that whether local government autonomy is becoming a reality, or is it just remaining on paper? And we looked at two cases of INEC. With INEC, INEC is preparing to conduct a mock presidential election, while INEC and rather the appeal courts have dealt a setback to some politicians and political parties over issues surrounding the electoral guidelines. So what's your take? And we're asking the question that, do you believe that Nigeria's institutions are becoming stronger and more independent? Or do you think that politics still outweighs the rule of law? 081 40,000 989 070 87 800 989. And most times you hear people saying that if local governments do not have financial independence, can they truly deliver the roads, the healthcare, schools, and basic services that people are expecting at the grassroots? And others are asking or saying that the Court of Appeal ruling sends a message that the rules of the game needs to be respected by everyone, no matter their political influence. And as we look forward to the 2027 general elections, which is not too distant now, INEC is planning to do a rehearsal, something in that region, well, like what someone would say. But the goal is to identify the weaknesses now rather than on the election day, when the stakes are even much higher. So from local government autonomy to courts and the preparations for 2027, one question keeps popping up. Are our democratic institutions becoming stronger, or are they still struggling to stand on their own? So please, when you call, I did not mention any administration. I did not call anybody. I did not make reference to who is at fault or who is causing the problem. Yes, what do you think? If the institutions are not stronger, what do you think needs to be done to ensure that we have independent institutions, not individuals who are stronger than institutions. All right? So, how do we reconcile that? What do you think needs to be done for us to protect our democracy? 081 40,000 989 070 87 800 989. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Yes, good morning. Yes, good morning. Well, this is not Toya Alabi. My name is Job Daniel.
Because it was the governor that elected the whole local government chairman in this country. So they don't have any money, they don't have anything to say. Whatever the governor says is what they will do. So simply because is the one who elected, if he regrets to listen to the governor, they will impeach him. So we cannot deceive ourselves. Everybody knows what is wrong in this country. That's why. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much.
Politicians, please pity for us. Oh, no, 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 no.
All right, still picking calls. Hello, good morning. Yes, good morning.
Good.
Yes, everything is good. Yes, great, go ahead.
Me, for my own opinion, I've seen that democracy on ground. My reason is very simple. Better village, and I don't know where I live village to city, the worst part of it, in terms of education. No ever public school, simply because I didn't see a good foundation there. And that issue of nothing like power, insecurity, hunger, hardship. So the me for me, and that, yes, and nobody will take it away from me. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much. Kuri says that he's yet to feel the democracy. 081 40,000 989 070 87 800 989. All right, hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning. Your name and where are you calling from?
Yeah, this is Corey speaking from Gakos.
All right, Corey, go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to pick the issue on local government autonomy.
Okay.
I think I want to suggest the better, at least one of the day we invite one of the local government chairman to our studio here to explain. Because based on what the earlier caller said, that most of these local government chairmen were either selected or elected by our governors. And for that reason, of course, they will do to the governor's bidding. So I think it will be very good for us now to hear directly from at least one or two of them to know whether it is real autonomy or other thing. Thank you. This is my thing.
All right, thank you very much. 081 40,000 99 070 87800 989. All right, hello, good morning. Yes, good morning. All right, go ahead.
Yes, sir. My brother, it comes to reasoning. If a minister of justice and attorney general can engulf the resources of a nation, who else do you think cannot do it? He that would have come authority into justice, he was the one that brings the justice and judiciary is linking. My brother, I don't know where we are getting it wrong in this country. A minister of justice embezzling a nation, then how do you think any other minister cannot embezzle? He is the highest authority that stamp respect, that should have stamp respect. But what this man did is highly regrettable. If we are in a different or a developed nation that knows the right of the citizen.
Well, Mr. Sherman, get me right. I'm not talking about any attorney general. I'm talking about. I'm not talking about him. I didn't mention him. I didn't talk about anything that concerns him.
Okay. I thought you mentioned him.
No, I've talked about the
autonomy of local government.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
So serious. If we are serious in this country, corruption has sunk into the marrow of most apprentices and even the politicians. So, we will get it right. Something that was pronounced by Supreme Court, and they went against it, and it is not being considered to practice so that the little man in the village will feel the impact of democracy, as my brother Kure said. I've not even seen it happening because democracy is yet to mature in Nigeria. The way they are practicing democracy, I don't think we know its definition. Good morning, my brother.
All right, thank you very much. Please, for the next set of callers, I never talked about the former Attorney General of the Federation. I didn't mention anybody's name. I didn't mention any litigation or corruption case. I'm talking about whereby states have defied the court ruling that says that local government should be autonomy. That states defy Supreme Court, and the state governments control 10 trillion naira of local government allocations. I didn't mention who the judges are or who is responsible for what. I didn't mention any names, so please let's get that right. There are there's a court case that dashed the hopes of politicians and political parties. It means that the electoral guidelines, what it says in summary, that the electoral guidelines need to be adhered to. So there's no shortcuts for any political party or any politician who is contesting for elections going to court to seek for shortcuts to be able to bypass the guidelines. So it means that the guidelines still stands. And INEC is also proposing to conduct a mock 2027 presidential election. So they want to test to see how far its technology would go before the election date. Not on the election date, they'll start making experiments. That's what INEC are saying. So please, let's get our informations correctly.
Hello, Nigerians.
So the question we're asking this morning, from the issue of local government autonomy to the courts and the preparations for 2027, do you think our democratic institutions are becoming stronger, or do you think they are still struggling to stand on their own? 081 40,000 989 070 87 800 989. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Thank you. This is Mr. Noah.
This is who? Your name again?
Can you hear me, sir?
Your name?
Yeah, we are talking about national issues and discussing that there must be a case study, and the case study is where our government through Nigeria, which we are until now, although you say we should not mention a particular party or whatever, I think this thing now is that I'm begging the journalists all over Nigeria, including you, because you're a veteran, as a journalist and a veteran one as such, please help us to an investigative journalism to know federal allocation trickle down to the council level in Nigeria in this present government, because in every democratic now, journalist plays the role of a watchdog. We have been hearing autonomy has been given, but within me, I know that there is some obstacles which it is not glaring for the masses to know, and it is the work of the journalists, including you, sir, to also investigate and to what is the relationship between the local government level and the state level. They are still doing those their shady deeds, non-transparent attitude, and that if you go to any local government, they cannot hold their local government chairman accountable for any reasons, because they know that there is something wrong, and they don't say anything because the contract has been signed for them not to say anything, something and say nothing. Now, as regards to INEC, who wants a mock whatever examination or whatever, in our society, it might be good, but I know this is a waste of resources. I'm also advising to Nigerians if we should shift away from this presidential system of government. It's quite financial demanding. This mock exercise we are talking about is enough to start the whole road in Kaduna State if there is transparency. It's enough to tie. So if they want to give it to any particular person, they shouldn't be wasting our money. They should just give it over to that very person. We don't have any power to do anything. We don't have the judiciary to complain to. Neither do we have the forces to go and run to. It is only God who can save us in this country. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so very much. Hello, good morning. Yeah. All right, Musabala, go ahead.
Or insult to our Supreme Court by only 16 people in a country of more than 300 people. We are making mockery of our democracy because they will be all living with us, even in democracy, who have the Supreme Court. So how we are the religious leaders, we are the civil society organization, and where are the media? Where are the people talking of radio? We are asking people to defy the Supreme Court, and at the same time, we are operating behavior. Everything is okay. Everything is okay. Democracy has been murdered in Nigeria. Democracy has been destroyed in Nigeria. I am not even surprised. We are under a government where the whole National Assembly members were singing a song that on the mandate of the president they stand, not on the mandate of Nigeria. And so many things that happened that you have to bring it here to give an example. But let me limit myself to this violation of Supreme Court for over. And the money that comes to them now for this number of years is more than 10 trillion. They cannot account for it. Go to one of our local government secretariats, you will see the lock and key. As I'm talking to you now, today is Friday. Go on Monday, you will see how they will lock. And they will never allow all these things to operate. Because why? There is no money. Why? Because some people are controlling it at their own wish. Nobody will talk to them. And we say, they are trying. Governors. In most cases, they will tell you he's trying. He's working. He's trying. He's working. And because of our own complicity as the people of Nigeria. Nigeria is better than any individual or any ethnic group or section of the country. And God bless Federal Republic of Nigeria. Good morning, Mr. Job Daniel.
All right, thank you very much, Musabala. Well, simply put, 081 40989 070 87 800 989. So do you believe that Nigeria's institutions, that's the courts, the Independent National Electoral Commission, local governments, are strong enough to protect democracy? Or is politics still calling the shots? 081 40989. Right, hello, good morning.
Good morning, my brother.
Yes, good morning.
I don't know how you work.
Yes, work is good. Your name and where are you calling from?
You talk.
Who?
Dan Ogash.
Okay, Dan Ogash. All right, go ahead.
Yes. The issue here is this. Since the coming of democracy in 1999, what happened was that on the but elite. So if you are a president, you are a father of the party. If you are a governor in your state, down to local government, down to vote. So that is where the problem come from. So now the issue now is from the masses to people who are ruling us. That's where the problem is. That's why we don't have value. That's why we don't have value. If at least they will return to the chairman of the party. If you are the party, you are the father. You look for the masses. You look for people from the grassroots so that they will vote people who want to rule them. But in this situation that we are the one dictating who, they are the one, selecting who will rule, who will do this. At the end of the day, if the team is bad, you say go to court. And our judiciary, they are not helping matter. So if our judiciary will stand and because they are not, they are looking as if they are not independent, and so the worst part of it is INEC. INEC has to come and listen. After the vote, we will 2 or 3 people will dictate who rule the country. That is where our problem is. So democracy is going well because we cannot say we have not seen one who do things. It's going well, but just little amendment will get there. Thank you very much for giving the opportunity.
All right, Dan. Oh gosh, thank you so very much. I think I have room for one call, and we call it wraps right here. 081 40,000 989 081 40,000 989 070 800 989. There's a last caller. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. All right, so please learn to turn down the volume of your radio set before you speak to us on phone, right? So please, you cannot listen to your radio and talk to us at the same time. That cannot work because even you cannot even be able to hear yourself. So please, let's get that right. All right, let's see if I can pick one more call. Please turn down the volume of your radio set. So before you start speaking, turn it down. Okay, hello, good morning. Yes, good morning. Work is good. Your name and where are you calling from? All right, go ahead. Go.
What do you call? They want to conduct the
Yes, mock elections. Yeah.
No, they can test them. And so they need to,
Thank you so very much. And that would be the last call I would pick right here. All right, we're streaming live on Facebook. Let me go through some of the comments. All right, Ezekiel Sunday, good morning to you. Toyin Olorunfemi, good morning. Gaga Donatus, good morning to you. And I can see Ciprente. Okay, good morning to you. All right, thank you so very much. Now, as always, democracy is not built only by elections. And now, democracy is strengthened when the institutions are respected, laws are obeyed, and our leaders are held accountable. So whether it is local government autonomy, whether it's the Independent National Electoral Commission, or is it the independence of our courts, or even INEC's preparations for future elections, every step taken today, it's going to shape the Nigeria we wake up to tomorrow. So I just want to say thank you to everyone that called and those that sent messages on our live stream, those that just listened, and thank you for sharing your views, because your voice is very important. It's an important part of the conversation, because democracy works best when the citizens stay informed and are participating in democracy. So join us again next week from Monday. Another edition of Perspectives. The producer of the program is the Oloye Toyalabi. Yes, where he will come and continue to examine the stories behind some of the headlines, and he's going to give you a platform to share your perspectives. My name is Job Daniel, and I'm wishing you a very beautiful and a productive day. And enjoy your weekend. Make sure you stay informed, stay responsible, and remember that the future of our democracy depends not only on those in power, but also on the choices that we make as patriotic citizens. Do have a beautiful weekend.
I don't say politicians carry on money go overseas. People they die. Politicians just they smile.
Grab your headphones
and get ready.
Get ready to amp up your radio.
That's where I get my groove on.
Invicta 98.9 FM.
That's what I listen for.
Tabdi. Wato a duk lokacin da muka haɗu a dandalin tattaunawar iyalinmu sai an samu matsala. Abun burgewa ma zan dafa wani abu da duk za su amincewa. Wato da fadukan shinkafa na musamman tare da magi.
An sarrafa magista daga tataccen waken soya, albasa, kayan yajin armashi tare da kanamfari.
Lokacin cin abinci a shiga cikin lallama ko samkar a shigo.
Magista sanya duk abinci da lokacin su kasance na musamman da ba za a iya mantawa ba.
You know say sometimes people no sabi as their data dey take finish. Come, make me wey be phone show una as e dey happen. As my owner dey sleep, I go dey do things wey e no know. If e do na sign make I do auto update. When e change gear na correct sign make I do cloud backup. And if you go enter gear 3